deal, Bailey. And then basil, why the fuck not? Little by little, I'm running out of time. Just dried herbs. Sure, why not? Some chili flakes. I like a little spice. Spice is nice. Now, this is where stocks differ. Whole pepper corn. Nice, peppery. I like. Oh, I can't afford this. Mustard seed. Mustard seed. Right. And oh, look at that. Herbs, spices, right? Lots of love, lots of love. I'm cooking meat in there. So, let me see. A little stick of cinnamon doesn't hurt anything. Paprika. This is my stock. So I do what I want. And that's that. So this is my stock to boil ribs, baby back ribs. I have my ribs right here, beautiful, and I got a nice liquid here to fucking go for it. And that took me about 4 minutes. Cut up the vegetables, 1 or 2 songs, and it'll make a nice liquid, right? And I'll slow blanch this in this flavorful liquid. I'll just let it come together, and then I'll save that liquid with this pork juice in it, and it'll be lovely. It'll be a wicked braised rib, and then I'll pull it out, I'll glaze the ribs, and I'll put them back in the oven really high heat, and that'll be that. And okay, here we are once again. The stock is boiling. It is beautiful. It is ripping. That is so much flavor and love in there. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Vegetables and spices and herbs. I tell you, I love it. I'm gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna let that rapid boil to infuse a lot of flavor into the liquid, so that when I add my ribs are nicely in a nice liquid. You know, it's just heaven right now. What it is. And then it's beautiful stuff. But yeah, let that just boil beautifully. Look at my pot's full. That's gorgeous. I wish you guys could smell that. That would be wicked. Didn't somebody make a joke about smell-o-vision one time? Okay, here we are. We're just about to go here. I'm going to sit down and have my lunch that I started. And I got these ribs for dinner. So the ribs are now in this liquid. Now watch how fast this happens. I'm going to turn this liquid down, right? And I got these beautifully cold ribs and my nice stock here. And I'll use for soup. Oh, I'll rest that rib in there. And I'll rest that other rib in there. And I'll let those 2 ribs just simmer now. I'll turn my temperature just down to a nice slow simmer. And I'll let those ribs cook for a good hour, 40 minutes minimum. And they'll be gorgeous in there in a nice liquid. Look at that. They're already starting to cook right away. You see the color change. And this will flavor my stock. And I'll be able to use for soup. And also the ribs will be nicely seasoned and flavored. Don't forget to well season your liquid. Right? But don't over season your liquid, because you will reduce it to a stock for soup. Alright? Thank you very much. Soup and ribs right here. I'll put a lid on it and done. That's how they become boneless ribs. And I'll leave that bone in there and let it continue to cook and flavor the stock. I'll let that still cook, because it still should be a little longer. Okay, barbecue sauce is done, and we're right over here. My ribs are done. This is been about an hour, and I'll just take the bones and I'll push them right out. And now I have boneless ribs. Look at that. They slide right out. And I'll put them back in my lovely broth that I have over here, where I'll pull out the other rack. Ooh, so soft. Bring it back over here. And let me see if I can fish that one out. Fish. Oi. Come on, buddy. Fish that one out. As you can see down. Oi. Very hot, very hot. I just want the bones out so I can slow roast it, and then I can keep the bones. Okay, here we are. The ribs are cooling. They're in the fridge, and we got this beautiful stock here. It looks gorgeous. It's right here. And the bones are still in the liquid. As you can see, bones are nicely... I can fish them out. There's a couple of the bones. They're still going. It's solid bone. Got marrow down the center. As you all know, marrow. Bone marrow. It's in the center there. Will leak out. Not much in these bones. More in the shanks and the feet. But, you know, for a stock and a soup, I want to get everything I can out of it. Now, here I am in the fridge. Boom. My ribs and my 5-minute barbecue sauce. That stuff's just glazed it nicely. And I will take these ribs and I'll put them in the oven and let them cook. I pulled out all the bones. As you know, the bones are... Okay, just so you know, I have my stock all done. It's pretty rich, pretty thick. It's not thick, but it's pretty well reduced and pretty infused flavor. I'm pretty certain I got all the flavor out of my pork bones. And the stock will naturally caramelize and go a little brown as time goes on. I'm going to strain it now. And just strain it. Here we go. And I'll just let it strain. And then I have a nice rich stock for soup, for sauce. I will reduce this down for sauce. Now, for future reference, you could just essentially leave the vegetables in there and eat it as a soup or something, but I'm definitely down for refined cooking, so I am getting rid of this stock mixture, but I will try and let all the moisture come out of it. Still try and get as much as I can out. I'll just give this a bang. And then I have this beautiful pork vegetable stock. It's got spices in it. Very lovely broth, and I'll use that for soups. Stocks, I'll pour it into a little container and store it, freeze it, reduce it. I'll reduce it more and make it more potent. But whatever I choose to do is, yeah, up to me now. But excellent for soup. Wicked flavor. It's made from meat. It's got a meat flavor to it. Just do so. Little vegetables fall in. And that's that.